Welcome to the Form Editor in Good Grants. This is where you can build and edit your application form. The application form is highly configurable, so you can match it to your program needs exactly. As you can see, we're using a demo account here that has already been populated with a few fields, tabs, and content. There is a lot to see and do here, so let's start at the top of the page. At the top right, you'll see the toggle for configuration mode. Once you toggle this on, you'll be able to edit the form. When it's toggled off, you'll get a view of what your applicants see based on the category selected. Let's switch this on to edit the form. The top of the application form is aligned with tabs. These help divide up and organize the fields on your application into separate sections, making it easier and more digestible for your applicants. Below the tabs, we provide a section to add text, images, or video using what we call content blocks. This content block area is unique to each tab, so you can choose to add instructions for completing each specific page of the application or choose to only insert information on specific tabs. It's up to you. Below this content block is where the application starts. Let's go over the main building blocks to the application form: fields and tabs. Fields are the questions you want to ask your applicants. Let's create a new field together so you can see the wide variety of options available to you. To create a new field, hover your mouse over the desired location and click the plus icon that appears. The settings for this field will then open on the right-hand side of the screen. The first thing to decide is the type of field you'd like to use. There are more than 17 different field types you can choose from, including checkboxes, radio buttons, single and multi-line text, and specific inputs like dates, email addresses, and phone numbers. In this example, we're going to ask for a phone number, so we'll select that from this list. Notice how on the left, your entry form provides a preview of what this field will look like if you choose to add it in. You can then write your question in the label field. The label field is the prompt the applicant will see when completing this field. We've just typed, "Please add your phone number." You can now see this updated in the form on the left. Once we've added a label for the field, we can add a short title. This is a short version of the question that will be referenced in other locations on the platform. We'll just call this phone number. This is only seen by program managers and won't be visible to applicants. We can then add hint text and help text for the applicant if needed. The hint text displays alongside the field, while the help text is additional details visible when you hover over the question mark tooltip. For the hint text, we've now typed, "Please include a number where you can be reached between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. In the help text, we've added, "Only numbers allowed." We can then set the access option. We want the applicant to be able to answer this question, so we'll leave that checked. We also want it to be required, so we'll tick that checkbox too. This field won't be conditional based on other fields, so we'll leave that as is, unchecked. And we'll set the data protection at elevated, since this field captures personal data. We then click Save, and the new field is finished. If we want to change the order it appears in, we can then drag and drop it across the application form. Now, let's go over tabs. Tabs let you group similar questions together, which organises your application form in a user-friendly way. There are 3 types of tabs available: fields for questions, contributors for collecting team or project member information, and attachments for allowing applicants to upload many files at once. Let's create a new tab now. To do that, we'll click on the plus icon at the end of the tab row. The settings for the new tab pops up on the right, allowing us to choose the type of tab. We'll create a new Fields tab, so have selected that option here. Then we'll name the tab Project Background. We're not worried about the content block yet at this point because we can add that in later. Then we'll make sure the box is ticked next to Tab is visible to applicants. And we want this tab to apply to all categories of submission, so we'll select that under Categories. Then we click Save and we're done. Just like the fields, we can drag and drop the tab in the order we want it to appear. We can also now add content for the top of the tab if desired. If we want to edit any existing elements on our application form, we simply click the edit icon next to any field or tab and make the necessary changes. To delete an item, click the settings icon, then the delete button. As you can see, the Good Grants Form Builder is extremely powerful and can be built to your exact specifications. If you ever need help when creating your form, simply click on the Need Help tab on the right-hand side of the screen. You'll find a collection of help articles and videos and the option to get in touch with our team.